Welcome to Study Room KE, a platform where we want to demystify learning for you. Go to our YouTube page and subscribe to make sure that you get the information as and when they happen. Today we want to deal with breaking bad reading habits, and we have 7 amazing ways of breaking bad reading habits. Remember that reading proficiency is key to knowledge. In modern life, reading depends on the individual's capacity to interpret printed or electronic page fully and accurately. Failure to read paves way for all kinds of problems in the society. It is therefore important that students should be encouraged to inculcate the spirit of reading right from the basic level to empower them to have considerable reading skills. And so here we want you to fix this problem that you've been having of bad reading habits. So to start us off, out of these 7 ways that we want to talk about, the first one is subvocalization. And it happens when you hear the word being spoken in your mind. How do you turn off the voice in your head? You have to first acknowledge that it is there. And then you have to practice not speaking. When you sit down to read, tell yourself that you will not subvocalize. And how do you eliminate all this? Eliminating subvocalization alone can increase your reading speed by an astounding amount. Otherwise, you are limited to reading at the same pace as talking, which is about roughly 250 to 350 words per minute. The only way to break through this barrier is to stop saying the words in your head as you read. The next problem is reading word by word, and we must break this particular jinx. And you must understand that not only is it slow to read word by word, but when you concentrate on separate words, you often miss the overall concept of words being said, which is really important. People who read each word as a distinct unit can understand less than those who read faster by chunking words together in blocks. Practice expanding the number of words that you read at a time. This will help you. You may also find that you can increase the number of words you read in a single fixation by holding the text a little further from your eyes. The more words you can read in each block, the faster you'll read. The second way of breaking a bad reading habit is inefficient eye motion. And you need to understand that slow readers tend to focus on each word and work their way across each line. The eye actually span about 1.5 inches at a time, which for an average page encompasses 4 or 5 words. So to overcome this, soften your gaze when you read. And how do you do this? When you are relaxing your face and expanding your gaze, you'll begin to see blocks of words instead of seeing each word as distinct unit. As you get good at this, your eyes will skip faster and faster across the page. When you get close to the end of the line, let your peripheral vision take over to see the last set of words. This way you can quickly scan across and down to the next line. Have you ever found yourself going back a page or a sentence back just to check on if you understood the text that you read? Then definitely we are talking about regression. Sometimes people get into the habit of skipping back to words they have just read, while other times they might jump back a few sentences just to make sure that they read something right. When you regress like this, you lose the flow and structure of the text, and your overall understanding of the subject can decrease. Be very conscious of regression and don't allow yourself to reread materials unless you absolutely have to. To reduce the number of times your eyes skip back, you can use your pencil or a pen or a finger to run a pointer along the lines as you read. Your eyes will follow the tip of your pointer, helping you avoid skipping back. I know most of us here have found ourselves Either reading when the TV is on or reading while eating. Now, that is interesting. If you've tried to read while the TV is on, you know how hard it is to concentrate on one word. Reading has to be done in an environment where external distractions are kept to a minimum. To improve your concentration as you read, stop multitasking while reading and remove any distractions. Pay attention to internal distractions as well. If you are rehearsing a heated discussion or if you are wondering what to make for dinner, this will also limit your ability to process information. Subvocalization actually forces your brain to attend to what you are reading, and that is why people often say that they can read and watch TV at the same time. To become an efficient reader, you need to avoid this literally. Did your elementary school teacher teach you that whenever you want to read, start from the first page to the last page? Or is it the norm that you are used to? Well, you need to understand there is no rule saying that you must read a document in the order that the author intended. To make things better, you must understand that we are taught to read across and down, taking in every word, sentence, paragraph, and page in sequence. When you do this, though, you pay the same attention to supplementary materials as you do to core information. Therefore, to overcome this, you need to do this by scanning the page for headings and looking for bullet points and things in bold. As you read, look for the little extra that the author adds to make their writing interesting and engaging. Similarly, decide what you need to reread as well. It is far better to read one critical paragraph twice than it is to read another 8 paragraphs elaborating on that same particular concept. Guys, unfortunately, we've come to the end of the lesson, and I believe that you followed us through, and the lesson was amazing and interesting to you. I hope now you know ways, first of all, the bad reading habits that we have and ways of controlling them. Just to take us through this summary, we need to understand that the bad ways are approaching reading linearly, poor concentration. We also talked of regression. We also dealt with inefficient eye motion. We dealt with the subvocalization and reading word by word. Now, out of all the ones that I've mentioned, the poor bad habits, understand this, that to eliminate subvocalization will increase your reading speed. Practice expanding number of words that you read at a time. Stop reading word by word. Increase the number of words you read in a single fixation. And then the amazing part of it is soften your gaze by relaxing your face and expanding your gaze. Run a pointer, and a pointer can include a pencil, a pen, a finger, or whichever thing that you want to use along the lines as you read. Then scan the page to decide. Avoid issue of reading from the first page to the last page to look for whatever you want to look for. Scan the page to decide on what is necessary. Skim over, paying attention to key materials you need. Look for little extras and decide on what you want to read. And finally, stop multitasking. Let the TV be alone. When it is reading time, it is reading time and is not playing time. So stop multitasking while reading and remove any distraction from both physical to psychological. Remove them. This will help you. Guys, thank you for following the lesson. I hope it was of help to you. Until we meet again, God bless. See you in the next presentation.